Okay, good morning. Should you buy Bitcoin? Should you invest your money in this digital currency that has no bank? Uh, like if you have a problem, there's no bank manager to find. I got a problem with Bitcoin. Can I speak to the manager? There's no one to talk to. Bitcoin is the wild, wild west. So should you invest in Bitcoin? The short answer, and I'm not a financial guru. I don't have a license to give financial advice, so this is my opinion. Yes, you should invest in Bitcoin. The question is when should you invest and how long should you hold for? Now, let me say this. If you are looking to make some quick money, Bitcoin is probably a very risky investment. That being said, when I posted this morning, the picture on my page where Bitcoin was sitting at 506,000 Rand to a Bitcoin, and you looked at that post and you decided you're going to go invest in Bitcoin, you would be 27,000 Rand richer in a few hours because at the time of recording this video, Bitcoin went up to 533,000. It might be a little bit different now when you look, but that is a massive gain. 27, we're looking at about 27,000 Rand gain in a few hours. That's the easiest money you will ever make. Unless, of course, you're part of the mafia. So here's the thing. You're sitting with some money now and you're asking yourself, should I invest this money in Bitcoin? What did I do? Well, firstly, I don't have money to invest at the moment, but I used to trade quite heavily. Quite heavily. When I say quite heavily, I mean like every day, nerding out in the stuff. Um, there's two ways to trade. One is to hold, so you basically put your money in and you just sit back. I'm the guy who was telling all my friends and family, put your money in Bitcoin. Trust me, put your money in Bitcoin. And some of them put it in, some of them put a lot in, some of them made money like even back in 2017, and some of them it didn't go well because for 2018, 2019 it was a bear market. So a lot of them have been quietly like hating me, I guess. And then this month, last month, I got a lot of messages from people saying, "Brah, if I only listen to you and put more," because all their money just skyrocketed. A lot of them doubled their money, some of them tripled their money. When I first invested in Bitcoin, my first Bitcoin I bought was 80,000 Rand. Imagine that. Bitcoin is now 533. We're talking about 600,000 early in the week. Like the first coin I bought was 80,000 Rand. And I traded, my game was mostly trading altcoins. So Bitcoin itself, I didn't really make a lot of money off it. In the early stages, I kind of invested in other coins, used my Bitcoin to buy TRX. I made a bit of money with Ripple, XRP. VeChain, I made a little bit of money. So TRX is probably where I made the most money. And that was because coins were going 10 times what you invested in. The challenge with Bitcoin is that if you invest your money now in Bitcoin at 500,000, you go buy a full coin. For you to double your money, Bitcoin would have to go to 1 million. So my logic, even back then, was the chances of Bitcoin doubling at that point is versus a coin that's 1 cent becoming 2 cents. That was much more likely. And so I invested most of my money in, rather my Bitcoin. I used it to buy smaller coins, and those smaller coins is where the profits really came because I had coins that went from 3 cents to 28 cents, and and I wasn't like buying I was buying like hundreds of thousands of these 3 cents coins. So when that x's and 10x's and goes past 10x, like it really starts stacking up. Um, Now the money fluctuates because Bitcoin is a market that's manipulated by news. It's manipulated by what they call FUD, fear, uh, and doubt, how people feel, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So if people feel the market is going to go down, that can manipulate it to going down. If there's government regulations that are being spoken about, that can make it go down. Bitcoin shorting, that can make it go down. Optimism, telling your family and friends that that Bitcoin's going to 1 million, that makes it go up. So there's very much a lot of manipulation because, like I said in the beginning, this is the wild, wild west. There's not a lot of hardcore regulation. There is a lot of people who buy Bitcoin and sell just for the sake of like pushing the market up and then crashing the market. And back in the day, I said in one of the other videos, I used to use Telegram. I used to use Telegram for cryptocurrency trading because Telegram has these groups where people basically manipulate markets, right? And I've been in these groups where you got some serious, they call them whales, but they're serious investors and they own a lot of, let's say, a particular coin, and there's a whole bunch of them. And sometimes you'll get into one of these spaces. And it happened once where they literally pushed the price up of a coin. You kind of, the messages fly, go up, up, up. And then as people see a coin rising, usually when something's going up, what does everyone do? They try to jump on the train to catch a train up. And then they would immediately withdraw. And then that thing would just fall down and like you'd be left, as they say, carrying the bag. So Bitcoin's full of scammers. Let me just warn you straight up, Bitcoin's full of scammers. So all these people that lost their money with MTI because they invested, I personally don't encourage people to invest through a second source, a secondary source, a secondary platform. I would prefer that you buy your Bitcoin through a platform, let's say like Luno in South Africa, Altcoin Trader. I've got accounts with Luno, Altcoin Trader, Binance, Bittrex, and Qcoin, and quite a few others we have basically traded over the years. And you have to own the Bitcoin that you have in a sense that you must be able to withdraw it yourself. So the way it works is you'll put money, let's say Luno, you'll put money into your Luno, from your bank account into your Luno ZAR wallet. From your ZAR wallet, your African Rand wallet, you'll use that money to buy your Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever they're selling. And when that goes up, you deposit that back into your ZAR wallet, from your ZAR wallet into your bank account. It's actually quite smooth. It works for sure. When you give your money to someone else, you don't own the codes. You don't have the power to withdraw, to move, to short, to do anything with that. So when the guys from MTI ducked with the money, I remember at the time it was like, what, they were talking about 8-9 billion. Bitcoin's like doubled since they ducked, I think. Yeah, it was like 300, just under 300,000 when they ducked. It's now, we're talking about 530 and 600 early in the week. So that's, my maths is not great, but that's like what, 18 billion? That's 17, 18 billion that they're now sitting on that belongs to other people, really. But it doesn't, also because whoever owns the codes, whoever owns the logins, owns the Bitcoin. So what you want to do is you want to familiarize yourself with how this investment works. Now, if you want to invest and you're looking at making money, let's say in 5-10 years, let me just say this. Bitcoin has been the most successful investment for people, especially those who invested 8, 9, 10 years ago. Those who started in the beginning are millionaires beyond imagination of really not much. Because we're talking about Bitcoin now being worth $1 or $2 when some people invested in it, and now it's really just like flying to numbers that we can't even imagine. A lot of people though sold their Bitcoin in different rallies. So when the money goes up like a rally, they sold. So not everyone who bought Bitcoin in the beginning still has their Bitcoin. A lot of people, even someone like myself, who eventually through trading had about 3.5 Bitcoins. I don't have any left. I've cashed it. I cashed it out. I spent that on like things that needed to be done, experiences. So you kind of, that's the way the game works. Having Bitcoin, having 3-4 Bitcoins now might not mean much later on. And I'd imagine that as we came into the pandemic, unfortunately, a lot of people who might have had money in cryptocurrency had to withdraw their money when the market was down just to survive. And now they're probably looking at the market with tears as it's flying up. You have to pay attention to what's happening in Asia and other markets, because a lot of the money pouring into the cryptocurrency market comes from those countries, and they kind of, when there's regulations that start moving in those countries, it does cause the price to fluctuate. Stability of governments causes the price to fluctuate, and of course, if banks in a certain country start saying they don't roll with Bitcoin no more. Like there was a period in South Africa where a lot of banks just started pulling out. The price of Bitcoin was like dipping, and you were trying at that point to get your money out. You don't want to be stuck and with no bank talking to you, and you can't get this money out. Now, so what you're gonna do now? You're sitting at home. You're thinking, should I go in? Should I not go in? Because Bitcoin has always gone up, the trend is that it will continue to go up. Whether we go into another bear market for a few years and you only see your profits in 2023, 2024, is like, it's one of those things that might happen. All the trade analysis I've seen people using the Fibonacci line shows that Bitcoin is not done with this particular rally. It's still got some space to grow. So there's a feeling it might even go higher than what it is at the moment. So there is a chance, it's a high risk that you could still invest now and make money. I would personally not buy Bitcoin in this moment. Even though I've just told you it went up like 27,000 since this morning. Excuse me. Simply because I'm one of those people who buys the dip. And secondly, I don't have any money to invest in Bitcoin. I literally don't have anything to put into it that's significant. So I'd wait for some money, wait for it to dip. It always dips. One thing that's guaranteed is Bitcoin will go down. And then what's also guaranteed is that it will go up. So when it goes down, all the weak hands, as they say in trading, keep cryptocurrency trading, people that are panicking because they realize their money is disappearing and they kind of cut their losses and get out. When those dips happen, that's the time you should really get into trading. If you are going to get into it, that's the time to buy, because after those dips, there's always a rally. And with that rally, your numbers just go up. So guys, I'm not sure how many of you have money in the market, how you've bought your cryptocurrencies. I'd be interested to know in the comments. And what are you going to do? Are you going to invest now? Are you going to wait? How do you feel about cryptocurrency? I'd be fascinated to know. It's one of the areas that I'm, as you can hear, very, very nerdy about. And yeah, I'm going to be honest. It's the easiest money I've ever made in my whole life was cryptocurrency. Anyway, enjoy your Wednesday and have a great week.